back with more pine on the walls, whatever you want to call it, pallets. They're not pallets though. They don't come from pallets. They're furring strips. So I decided my ceiling was falling down. It wasn't falling down, but it looks horrible. As you can see, there was a leak before I moved in, and they obviously had to access underneath the tub. There's some cracks in the ceiling, and had the mismatched tiles underneath the tub not have been that bad, there's 9 right there, I probably would have left the ceiling alone. I could have lived with it, but I started ripping it down, and I guess you live and you learn through these projects. I really didn't need to rip it down and, go through that disaster of a mess. I mean, there was the debris and the mess that I made was ridiculous, and I didn't even move my furniture out. I just tried to clean up around it, and it was a real pain, and thousands of staples, and it was just a disaster. So I would have just left it up. It would have been better insulation, and just did this on top of it, but whatever. So another staining process that takes forever. It's probably the most grueling part other than tearing down the ceiling. Staining 150 furring strips. I believe it was 150, maybe 125, but of course you have to take the crown molding off, which also peels the paint off the wall. So you have to make sure you score a line with a razor blade underneath that so that you don't peel all your paint off the walls. Just a tip for you if you ever decide to do this, because then you'll be painting your walls too. So there it is, staple free. Thanks to the wife, she helped out pulling all the staples out while I was staining. And I didn't time lapse the whole entire thing because I just get into the work and I kind of forget to film every tiny thing. So I'm sorry. There's some time lapse, but it's only part of the ceiling. Not to mention I film with my phone, so obviously, as you can see, there's no high-tech camera involved here. That's why it's not the greatest. And people call me and then the video gets interrupted, or text me. I mean, my phone never stops. It's pretty annoying. But this process was the funnest part, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a workout. You're up and down, you're in and out, making cuts. And I definitely was sweaty by the end. You can see I keep losing more articles of clothing. By the end, I don't even think I have my hat on. But, yeah. So there's the finished product of the ceiling. Well, minus the crown molding. But I decided to accent wall the steps and going up the staircase because you can kind of see the wall panel, the sheets of wall paneling that are going up the steps. They just covered the horsehair plaster with that, and it looks terrible. It was bowing out and everything, so I decided to throw this up because after I did the bedroom, I fell in love with it and I really like the way it looks, and a lot of other people like it too. So I figured, what the hell, I'll cover that old wall paneling, and then everything snowballs. As you can see, you have to start tearing out all the old molding, and there things that have been painted over 30 times in the last however many 70 years of this house since it was built. And then everything's connected in a house, so you run into the next thing and you're like, well, I'm putting a brand new wall up beside horrible framing and horrible molding and up against a horrible ceiling. So then you end up wanting to do the ceiling up there, which I am doing as we speak, but I'll put that in the next video. But I think it turned out so far. I had a good stopping point, up there, and I wanted to just end this video with that because I didn't want this video to be too long. And there's the finished product with the crown molding. I have a lot more to do. I want to replace the railings, and I definitely want to carpet the steps going upstairs. I thought about replacing them as well, staining them real nice and But I like having carpeting on my steps. So, and I have to do the trim along the floor. There's a lot to do still, but I'm gonna get to it and I'll film it. But if anyone has this old wood paneling in their house, the wall panels, and they don't want to tear it down or they don't want to get into it, this is just an easy alternative if it gives anyone an idea. So that's why I do these videos. It's not, I'm not really gaining anything from it, but it's more or less just a home video for me to keep. But if it gives anyone an idea, then so be it. But stay tuned for the next one. I'll have more done then. Thanks.